¿Cómo te tomó la decisión del UFC?
Muy bien, muy contento. La verdad que yo tuve la conversación previamente antes con la UFC, sabía lo que estaba sucediendo.
If you're going to beat Justin Gaethje, you have to be faster than him. Anybody who has ever beaten Justin Gaethje has had that quality. They have not been a better grappler. That's not what it comes down to. They couldn't outcondition him.
Ilia Topuria wants out. The reigning champion just signaled his intent to leave the UFC, revealing a shocking long-term plan that will fundamentally reshape his legacy and rock the foundation of the sport. His sights are set beyond the octagon, aiming for a complete transition to boxing, a move that could dismantle the division and send shockwaves through the fight world. This isn't just talk. Topuria believes his MMA chapter is rapidly closing, and he's ready to exceed all expectations in a new arena, leaving many questions about his current title reign hanging in the balance. The conversation with the UFC has already happened, meaning this isn't a sudden whim, but a calculated bombshell decision that could alter the landscape forever.
Idea. He's got a lot going on in his personal life, lad, and all I care about is getting him in that octagon and fighting him. Anything in his personal life, I hope it goes well. But you never know, if he doesn't come back by June, July, then he might have to vacate his belt and I'll become undisputed champ without even fighting.
The UFC was already in the loop, fully aware of Topuria's intentions, hinting at a quiet understanding behind the scenes, yet the public revelation still stings. While Topuria confirmed boxing has always been part of his ultimate vision, MMA remains his immediate priority for now. He's made it clear that switching between high-level MMA and boxing camps isn't realistic due to their vastly different training demands, solidifying his one-chapter-at-a-time approach. This isn't just about a career change, it's about redefining what's possible for a multi-sport athlete at the peak of their game. The groundwork for his future legacy is being laid right now, even as he holds a championship belt.
Planes diferentes de las que no puedo hablar en este momento. Pero bueno, si me ofrecieran pelear con Justin Gaethje en la Casa Blanca, también sería un combate muy emocionante para mí. Sería algo que me ilusionaría muchísimo. No sé qué tan capaz va a ser de arruinar los planes de la UFC y los planes de Paddy Pimblett. Lo va a tener bastante difícil, no imposible. Así que le deseo toda la suerte. Pero no sé si tendrá tanta suerte ganándole a Paddy Pimblett, porque después se va a tener que encerrar en un octógono conmigo y no sé si eso es tener mucha suerte o no.
Topuria's current absence from the cage isn't tied to fight negotiations or strategic breaks. It's due to deeply personal issues that take precedence over competition. He openly stated there's no exact return date, emphasizing his family and children as his top priority, delaying any immediate plans to defend his title. The champion hopes to resolve these matters and be ready for a comeback by October, but this self-imposed hiatus leaves his division in a holding pattern, stirring anxiety among contenders. His focus away from the sport confirms that some things are bigger than belts and multi-million-dollar fights, but the clock is ticking.
Bueno, pues como he comunicado, estoy atravesando problemas personales. No tengo una fecha exacta de cuándo se va a solucionar todo. Espero que cuanto antes, en cuanto se solucione, yo estaré listo para volver en el octógono. Priorizo en este momento el bienestar de mi familia, de mis hijos, el mío propio. Así que en cuanto solucione todo, ya volveré al octógono y a darle todo el espectáculo que todo el mundo se merece.
With Topuria's future shrouded in uncertainty and his personal life taking precedence, Paddy the Baddy Pimblett wasted no time jumping into the conversation. Pimblett publicly questioned Topuria's activity and the ongoing delays, directly challenging the champion's right to hold the belt inactive. This has ignited a furious debate about how long a champion can remain on the sidelines before the division is forced to move on, potentially opening up unforeseen opportunities for a hungry roster of contenders. The pressure is mounting, and Pimblett's vocal challenge is making it impossible for the UFC to ignore.
But is Paddy faster? Justin just gave an assessment. I'm so happy for Justin, by the way. He played such an interesting hand here. And he didn't have the cards. By the way, he did not have, I mean, there was a lot of things that fell into place to get us to this point. If Ilia Topuria had not taken to social media and said, hey guys, time out, I don't believe we're at this point. I don't believe it was gonna be Justin versus Ilia. I'll admit that it could have been, but I don't think it was. I think Paddy was going to get that opportunity first, and I'm not sure that Sarukian wasn't possibly also in front of Justin. So I just talk about, I'm very happy for him. And I'm very happy for the sport that everything has worked out the way that it did. And one thing that I admire about Justin Gaethje and this call out, I got to give Paddy the same credit.
Pimblett didn't just question, he issued a stark ultimatum claiming Topuria might have to vacate his belt by June or July if his personal issues aren't resolved. In a stunning declaration, Pimblett implied he could become the interim champion without even throwing a punch, simply by Topuria's continued absence. This bold prediction has fueled massive controversy, painting a clear picture of the brewing resentment among active fighters who feel Topuria's situation is holding up their careers. The audacity of this claim has definitely put a spotlight on the unique challenges facing the UFC when a champion is unable to compete.
Y al final decidieron hacer el combate por el título interino entre Paddy Pimblett y Justin Gaethje. A mí me parece muy merecido. Para ambos es un título bastante válido, bastante merecido. Es lo más cerca que van a estar los dos de tener un campeonato del mundo. Le felicito a los dos, pero al final del día se van a tener que enfrentar con el real deal.
Chael Sonnen, ever the tactical analyst, offered a counterintuitive strategy for beating Justin Gaethje, emphasizing pure speed above all else. He argued that it's not about being a better grappler, out-conditioning, out-experiencing, or even out-gritting Gaethje. According to Sonnen, the critical factor is simply being faster than him. Gaethje, notoriously willing to take a shot to land one, creates openings that only a lightning-quick opponent can truly capitalize on, turning the fight into a fundamental test of velocity rather than raw power or technique. This revelation changes the entire narrative of what it takes to defeat the highlight.
Pues la verdad que es muy difícil siempre hacer predicciones en ese tipo de combates y más, no sé, es un combate muy difícil. Paddy tampoco es una persona que tenga muchas habilidades de llevar a alguien en el suelo con mucha facilidad. Justin es reconocido por su mano pesada, tiene la pierna pesada también, hace mucho daño con los calf kicks, con la mano derecha. A Paddy lo hemos visto recibir muchos golpes en sus combates anteriores, así que eso es un combate muy emocionante para todos los fans. Siempre me gusta ver combates en los que tienes la incertidumbre de que no sabes lo que realmente va a pasar y no hay como que un favorito claro, y eso es uno de esos combates. Y la verdad que la UFC es toda la gente que forma parte de ese equipo son especialistas en hacer combates que nos emocionan tanto, ¿no?
Sonnen also exposed how social media, not just fight records, is increasingly dictating title opportunities. He revealed that if Topuria hadn't taken to social media to push back against a perceived mismatch, the current interim title fight might never have happened as we know it. Sonnen believes Paddy would have gotten the opportunity first, possibly even before Arman Tsarukyan. This insight pulls back the curtain on the mixed martial arts world, showing how fighter actions outside the cage can manipulate the complex dance of matchmaking and championship aspirations, proving that influence sometimes trumps pure merit.
Going down in the
Because
detail.
remember, it could be.
Yeah.
Former fighter and analyst Paul Felder weighed in on the interim title picture, noting that while Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje bring massive fan appeal and guaranteed fireworks, Arman Tsarukyan is the true dark horse. Felder unequivocally stated that Tsarukyan represents the truest test for Topuria within the entire division, emphasizing his elite skill set and dangerous style. This commentary shifted the focus from marketability to pure technical challenge, highlighting a potential future matchup that, while less flashy, would truly prove Topuria's championship mettle against the division's most formidable talents. Felder further elaborated on Paddy Pimblett, suggesting that the baddie still possesses an unreached ceiling, with much more to show the fight world. He asserted that if Pimblett manages to defeat Justin Gaethje, all previous doubts and criticisms about his legitimacy as a top-tier contender would instantly evaporate. This isn't just a fight for an interim belt, it's a career-defining moment for Pimblett, an opportunity to silence every critic and cement his status among the elite. The stakes couldn't be higher for a fighter looking to prove he belongs at the very top. Michael Bisping shed light on the pervasive past his prime narrative, often used against veteran fighters, a point Paddy Pimblett himself subtly highlighted in a pre-fight video. Bisping noted that Pimblett preemptively addressed how fans and media would likely dismiss a potential victory over Justin Gaethje by citing Gaethje's age, 37, and perceived decline, much like they did with Bobby Green. This recurring cycle of undermining impressive wins by labeling older opponents as washed reveals a cynical side of fight commentary that often overlooks genuine skill and performance, forever framing the next generation's rise in a specific, often unfair, light. Justin Gaethje, ever the strategist, offered a rare glimpse into his tactical thinking, predicting his opponent would fight with calculated intelligence rather than reckless aggression. He specifically cited his opponent's previous fight against Chandler as an example of a smart, measured approach in the first round. Expecting a similar cautious start, Gaethje acknowledged his opponent's undeniable aggression and tenacity, but emphasized the critical need to control his feet and, more importantly, steal his momentum and confidence, indicating a deeper understanding of the mental game beyond mere technique. This tactical preparation is crucial for overcoming dangerous opponents. Continuing his analysis, Gaethje stressed the critical importance of mental fortitude, refusing to underestimate any opponent in the top tier. He admitted he'd love it if his opponent looked past him, but acknowledged that such a scenario is highly unlikely from a top-ranked fighter. Gaethje believes his opponent's confidence is their biggest variable and most dangerous weapon. To secure victory, Gaethje intends to meticulously work to strip that confidence away, proving that high-stakes fights are won not just through skill and technique, but by dismantling an opponent's mental edge, composure, and self-belief under pressure. Bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley jumped into the prediction game, admitting he kind of leans towards Paddy, a potentially surprising take given the striking prowess of Justin Gaethje. O'Malley highlighted that Paddy gets hit with left hooks, but also acknowledged his vast ways to win, hinting at a more diverse skill set. This assessment from a fellow champion provides a unique fighter's perspective, focusing on both vulnerabilities and strengths rather than just popular opinion. The unpredictability of these high-level matchups is what keeps the entire fight world on the edge of its seat. O'Malley's quick breakdown of the interim title fight showcased his understanding of individual fighter attributes. He referenced Paddy's regional roots, stating he's a scouser. He just scousers. Don't get no doubt, you mushroom. A colorful endorsement of his grit, while mistakenly attributing a head kick KO against Dustin to Paddy, likely confusing it with another fighter or situation. O'Malley's overall point remained: Paddy has fight-finishing power and a knack for surprising moments, underscoring the potential for an upset. This further emphasized that in MMA, even seasoned analysts can sometimes get details mixed up when making a quick assessment. Ilia Topuria, the reigning champion, finally addressed the impending interim title fight between Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje. He offered congratulations to both fighters, acknowledging their hard-earned opportunity and the validity of the interim championship as the closest they'll get to a world title. However, he swiftly pivoted, making it unequivocally clear that despite the interim glory, the winner will ultimately have to face the real deal himself. This statement firmly reinforced his position as the undisputed king of the division, subtly diminishing the significance of any temporary reign. Despite his confident declaration, Topuria admitted that predicting the outcome of the Pimblett-Gaethje clash is very difficult. He dissected both fighters' primary weapons, Paddy's surprising ease in taking opponents to the ground, and Justin's renowned heavy hands and damaging calf kicks. Topuria also noted Paddy's tendency to absorb significant blows in past fights, creating an intriguing dynamic. He expressed his personal preference for fights, where you have the uncertainty and no one has a clear favorite, highlighting the UFC's mastery in crafting truly unpredictable, fan-thrilling lessons. Renato Moicano ignited a firestorm by openly questioning the legitimacy of Paddy Pimblett's interim title shot. Moicano expressed his utter surprise, calling the opportunity undeserved based on Pimblett's recent competition. This bold critique directly challenged the UFC's matchmaking philosophy, suggesting that strategic promotion might be prioritized over purely meritocratic advancement. Such claims from a fellow fighter create immediate friction and fuel intense debate among fans about the fairness of championship pathways in the sport. The credibility of a title opportunity hung in the balance of Moicano's controversial statements. Moicano didn't just question, he backed his controversial claims with concrete data, revealing a damning statistic about Paddy Pimblett's recent UFC opponents. He pointed out that Pimblett's last 3 or 4 adversaries, Bobby Green, Michael Chandler, and Tony Ferguson, were all coming off losses with a combined record of 0-16 in their recent outings. This devastating breakdown suggested a meticulously curated path, raising serious concerns about whether Pimblett truly earned his shot against elite competition. The numbers don't lie, and Moicano's analysis left a huge question mark over Pimblett's championship credentials. Defying many expectations, Renato Moicano made a firm prediction. Paddy Pimblett will submit Justin Gaethje. He theorized that if Gaethje fails to secure an early finish, he will inevitably lose the fight, a common take echoed by many analysts. However, Moicano's specific call for a submission victory for Paddy added a layer of surprise, emphasizing the grappler's potential to capitalize if the fight extends beyond the initial rounds. This bold prediction not only sparked debate, but also highlighted the intricate stylistic matchup that makes the interim bout so compelling. Moicano went a step further, expressing genuine disbelief and outrage at the betting odds for the interim title fight. He found it absurd that Paddy Pimblett was listed as a significant favorite at -200 or -250, believing the odds should be even given the stylistic clash in Gaethje's proven track record. This critique exposed a potential disconnect between expert fighter analysis and public betting perception, suggesting that odds makers or casual fans might be overlooking critical factors in the matchup. His call-out certainly made many question their initial assumptions about the fight. The combined insights from Topuria, Pimblett, Gaethje, and various analysts revealed the UFC's intricate dance of matchmaking, balancing fighter ambitions, fan interest, and logistical challenges. Whether it's Topuria's personal hiatus, Pimblett's controversial rise, or Gaethje's strategic approach, every variable contributes to a landscape of constant flux. The sport thrives on these unexpected turns, where skills, strategy, personal circumstances, and even social media influence converge to create an unpredictable tapestry of high-stakes matchups. The truth is, nothing is ever truly set in stone until the cage door closes. Ilia Topuria stands at a critical crossroads, his decision to pursue boxing casting a long shadow over his current MMA reign. His absence, driven by personal matters, has ignited a feeding frenzy within the division, with contenders like Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje battling for interim glory. Topuria's eventual return, or permanent departure, will undeniably redefine title opportunities and reshape the entire division's dynamics. The champion's personal journey clashes dramatically with the relentless, unforgiving pace of professional fighting, forcing everyone to ponder what truly comes next for one of MMA's brightest stars. So the ultimate question looms. Will Ilia Topuria remain in the UFC long enough to truly solidify his legacy and defend his title against the real deal he speaks of? Or is his heart already set on the boxing ring? Will his personal matters resolve in time? Or will the division be forced to crown a new, undisputed king in his absence? The fight world watches, waits, and wonders if the reign of El Matador in MMA is rapidly approaching its end, destined to become just a brief but brilliant chapter before a dramatic pivot to an entirely new challenge. What do you think defines a champion's ultimate destiny?